What's this button do? Don't worry, none of the buttons on your camera are going to do that, hopefully. Hi, I'm Barry from Photographer's Freedom. I simplify DSLR and mirrorless photography, helping you gain the freedom to capture nature with ease. Let's take a look at what that little button with all the stacked up rectangles actually does. This is the release mode button. It gives you access to settings that control what happens when the shutter button is pressed. Now, you may not have a button for this, but you can access it via a lever or a dial on top of the camera if you have a D7000 model, or you'll find it in the information menu of your camera depending on the model. In the release mode menu of my D3500, there are 4 options: single frame, continuous, also called burst mode, quiet shutter release, and self timer. You may have different options. In a moment we'll have a look at my D5200, which has more choices. Single frame is self-explanatory. If you select this, the camera will take one shot when you press the shutter button. If I select continuous, the camera will take multiple shots with each shutter button press. This is perfect for wildlife photography. Taking multiple shots with one shutter button press means you are less likely to miss the action. If I keep my finger on the shutter button, the camera will continue. Hang on, I didn't select it there. You have to select it first. If I keep my finger on the shutter button, the camera will continue to take photos until either I lift my finger off the shutter button or the buffer fills up, at which point the shutter actuations slow down or even stop. The buffer is temporary memory inside your camera where images are stored before being written to the SD card. The size of the buffer affects how many photos your camera can take one after another. I'm not going to go into that further in this video. I'll make another video about that, and when that's done, it will be linked in the card above up here and in the description of this video. If you're getting value out of this video, please like, subscribe, and enable notifications. Keep watching, there's more to learn. The next option is quiet shutter release. This is not found in all Nikon DSLR cameras. It is not a mute button for your camera. It's designed to reduce the noise when taking photos at a concert or similar event. In this mode, if I just select it here, there will be no beep when the camera achieves focus. In addition to that, you can control when the mirror clicks back into place. If you press down on the shutter button, you'll hear the mirror flip up. You can then hold your finger on the shutter button until an appropriate time when the noise may be less annoying and release it, allowing the mirror to click back into place. Self timer delays the shutter release by a certain duration. On this camera, I can set the duration within the setup menu. Under self timer, you'll see in here I have the option of 2, 5, 10 and 20 seconds. If I select 10 seconds there and I go back to the release mode, you can see it now says 10 seconds. This mode is perfect for taking photos of yourself, as you can make your way into the shot before the shutter fires. It's also good for landscape photography or other situations where you don't want to touch the camera and cause vibrations. That exhausts the options I have on the D3500. Let's look at the D5200, which has a few more options. On the D5200, the shutter release button is on the top of the camera. Pressing it reveals these options. Now you can see we still have single frame and self timer and quiet shutter release, but there are 4 other options. These 2 with the stacked rectangles are continuous release options. We have continuous L and continuous H. The L stands for low and the H stands for high. In continuous L, the camera will take photos at about 3 frames per second. In continuous H, it will take photos at about 5 frames per second. The other 2 options are for controlling the shutter release with a remote, such as the one I have right here in my hand. You can choose to have a 2-second delay after the button on the remote is pressed before the shutter fires, or have it fire instantaneously when you press the button on the remote. There are links in the video description to remotes just like this one if you're interested in getting one for yourself. They are very handy. The 2-second delay remote release is really great for taking photos of yourself, because you can hop into the photo with your remote, you press the button, hide the remote before the shutter fires 2 seconds later. It's really great for those kind of situations. If you have a D5000 series camera, you might want to watch this video. In it, I go through all the buttons and dials on top of the D5200, explaining what they all do. Click the thumbnail to watch it now, or look for the link in the description of this video. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm Barry from Photographer's Freedom. Get out there, take some wicked shots. I'll see you soon.